Hello, my precious charms. How are you? I have a great book to read today, and it's called Little Red Riding Hood. Many of you have heard Red Riding Hood before, but this has a different twist to it, and you will find out. Little Red Riding Hood by Robert Gilliam. And Robert Gilliam was an actor. See him? He was a great actor. And he says, I've always loved children's stories, full of wonder and magic. They can transport an eager young mind to any place the imagination can take you. The unique approach of these traditional stories will make an important contributions to your child's special needs. My daughter, Rachel, really enjoys them. I'm sure you will, and your child will too. And I will start. This is a very special little girl whose grandmother loved her dearly, and she made her a hooded cape of the finest red velvet. The little girl jumped rope. In fact, she wore that hood so often that everyone began to call her Little Red Riding Hood. One bright sunshine morning, her mother said, "It's a beautiful day. I made grandmother's favorite foods. I want you to take them to her." Handing her daughter a pretty straw basket, she cautioned, "Follow the path so you don't get lost. And watch out for the wolf. He's very sneaky and dangerous." What does dangerous mean? That means something you're afraid of. Something that may get you too. Don't talk to strangers and go right to grandmother's house. Who did she say don't talk to? Don't talk to strangers. Don't worry, mother. I'm a big girl now. Promise. I promise. All right. I promise not to talk to strangers. I will go straight to grandmother's house. And look at her. There she goes down the path. Little Red Riding Hood kissed her mother goodbye and bravely set off on her journey. On the way, she passed her friends, Max and Junior. Surprised to see her alone, Max called out, "Hey, Little Red Riding Hood, where are you going?" "I'm taking some food to my grandmother, who lives at the end of this road." "But haven't you heard about the wolf?" Max said. "Of course I have. My mother told me all about him." "And you're not afraid?" asked Junior. Little Red Riding Hood shivered. This conversation made her very uncomfortable. She took a deep breath and said, "No, not really. I'd better be going to see. See you later." As she turned away, Junior whispered to Max, "This is terrible. What if the wolf catches her?" Max's vivid imagination made him shudder. "I don't even think about it." The two worried boys watched as their friend disappeared from view. And there she goes. The beautiful sights and sounds of the forest soon made Little Red Riding Hood forget her troubles. Dazzled by the patch of colorful flowers, she didn't see the warning sign that was posted on a tree. There it is. Beware of the wolf. Oh, the flower smells so sweet. I think I'll pick a nice bouquet for my grandmother. She'll just love these. As she was leaving, a cute little rabbit caught her eye, and she stopped to pet it. Once again, she missed the warning sign. See her petting the little rabbit. In the midst of the journey, Little Red Riding Hood began to look around. This basket is so heavy. I wish I could stop and rest for a while. Rounding the bend by the sweet split rock, she was so surprised at what she saw. Is this for real? And look, there's a lemonade stand. I must be dreaming. A lemonade stand in the middle of the forest? And who is that stranger, that furry creature in the tall chef's hat? See, look at that. There's the lemonade stand. Since she had never actually seen a wolf before, Little Red Riding Hood had no idea what was serious and dangerous. The sly wolf smiled politely and tipped his hat in greeting. Hello there! Welcome to my lemonade stand. This is my very own super special recipe for weary travelers. You look pretty thirsty. Help yourself. Forgetting her mother's warning, Little Red Riding Hood gracefully gulped down the lemonade. Still thirsty, she asked, May I have more, please? Filling the glass, the wolf asked kindly, What is your name, look, young lady? Where are you going with that basket? My name is Little Red Riding Hood. I'm taking some food to my grandmother, who lives at the end of the road. But this basket is so heavy. It is such a long walk. Quickly, he arose and looked at her. Don't worry, your pretty little head. You can stay here as long as you like. I will get some more lemons to make a new batch of lemonade. Easily fooled by the wolf's charm, she sat down to take a break. The clever wolf moved swiftly through the forest. 2 meals for work right now. I'll jog over to her grandmother's house and have her for my main course. When Little Red Riding Hood arrives, she'll be my afternoon dinner treat. Soon the wolf was knocking on her grandmother's door. There doesn't seem to be anyone home. I wonder where the little old lady went. Oh well, I'll just slip into the nightie and give Little Red Riding Hood a little surprise. So he jumped into the bed and pulled up the covers to wait. Look at him. Oh my goodness. After a while, there was a gentle tapping on the door. Grandma, are you home? It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you some goodies. The wolf cleared his throat and said in a high-pitched voice, Oh, thank you, my dear, come in. She came in and stood at the foot of the bed, looking up at her grandmother thoughtfully and asked, "Grandma, are you all right? You look sort of funny." The wolf peered at her from underneath the covers. He said, "Of course, my dear, I'm all right. Come here and give grandmother a big hug." Little Red Riding Hood hesitated. Something wasn't right. Not only did her grandmother look different, she sounded different too. Look at that picture. Wow. The wolf think he's fooling her. Let's find out. "Grandma, your eyes look so big." "Oh, it's just my new contacts lenses, dear. Come closer. Grandma wants to look at you." "Trying to get a better look," she said. "Oh, Grandma, your nose is so long and pointy." "I've had a bad cold, dear. Come closer, please." Reluctantly, Little Red Riding Hood moved forward, her legs trembling so badly she could hardly stand. "Look at your teeth. They're so sharp." "Why, you're not my grandmother. You must be the wolf." The wolf with his huge appetite. "And guess who's going to be my dinner tonight?" The wolf threw off the covers and lunged at her. Look at him. Ooh. And look at her running and screaming. "Ah!" Round and round the room they went. Poor Little Red Riding Hood was no match for the wolf. She was trapped. "Oh, gotcha," he said. She stared in horror as he opened his big mouth with Little Red Riding Hood just inches away from his face. Suddenly, the wolf froze. "What's that?" he said. From outside, they could hear loud voices, loud noises. Beginning to panic, the wolf said, "Horses, helicopters, fighter planes? Maybe it's the army. No, it's the Navy. Maybe it's the Marines." Outside, someone shouted, "Come out with your hands up. We've got you covered." Look at that picture. Ooh. The wolf was cornered. He knew this time he had to run out. He dropped Little Red Riding Hood and leaped across the room and out the window. Look at him running out that window. He was anxious to put as many miles between him and his town as possible, as far away as he could. Safe at last, Little Red Riding Hood went to thank her rescuers. She opened the door, and what a surprise. There stood Max, Junior, and the rest of her friends with the biggest, baddest boombox she had ever seen. And there they are. Boy, did she have some good friends. Wow, I don't believe. Where did you guys get this? Junior answered proudly. "My dad built it. He can make anything," Max said. "Our parents taught us to look after our friends, and we were afraid the wolf would get you. We had to do something." And there they are, rescuing their friends. You guys are the greatest. I was so scared. If I hadn't broken my promise to Mother and stopped along the way, this wouldn't have happened. You came just in time to save me. What would I have ever done without you? Little Red Riding Hood thanked each of her friends with a great big hug. Look, here comes my grandmother. Where were you, Grandma? I was at my aerobics class, she said. Look, born to boogie. You know how I love to exercise. What's all this? What on earth has been going on here? Everyone rushed to answer. It was terrible. The wolf was here. He was chasing Little Red Riding Hood. He was going to eat her. It was awful. I was so scared, Grandma. I didn't obey Mother. I'm sorry. Her grandmother hugged her tightly. I'm glad that you're safe. I know you'll listen to your mother next time. Your friends are very brave and thoughtful. What can we do to thank them? I know. They can all stay for dinner. There is enough food for everyone. Her friends cheerfully accepted the invitation, and they went inside to eat. Little Red Riding Hood remembered the flowers. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, Grandma, these are for you, because you're the best grandmother in the whole wide world. I love you. Smiling proudly at her grandchild, she replied, I love you too, Little Red Riding Hood. And there's Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother together. All right, wasn't that a great story? All right. And if you like that, please give me a like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell for notification. Thank you, my precious charms.